Hello guys. Welcome to Diablo the Primordial 2.0. This video is the continuation video after Help Me Rimuru. So if you have not watched it, then please watch it. The link is in the description. And please check out my second channel Reborn Sensei for the light novel of Tensei. So without any further delay, let's start. But before we start, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates. The people who saw it pointed at it, curious of what it entailed. They split off to opposite directions, disappearing beyond their vision. After the light show, everyone seemed to go back about their night. Jack woke up to the sound of humming. No, it wasn't the type of humming a person would make. He was still hearing the sound his teacher's attack made in his head. He didn't know which he should be amazed about, the art itself, or the fact he was able to listen to all of it. He knew if he were to try to emulate it right now, he would undoubtedly die. The technique was just that dangerous. He shook his head and opened his eyes. He saw that he was in an unfamiliar wooden room, on a blanket-covered straw bed. He saw the candle on the nightstand and a table with a chair on the side of the room. He looked towards the window to see it was dark outside. He heard the sound of the door open and tensed. But as he saw who opened it, he relaxed. "Sensei," Jack greeted. "Hey, how are you feeling?" "Very tired," was his only explanation. She nodded and walked in. The boy noticed in her hands 2 bowls of stew. She offered one to him and he took it. She pulled the chair and moved it towards his bed. "What happened to the elves?" Jack asked. "They went back to where they came from. Though, they did tell me to thank you for your help, and introduce themselves to you." He nodded as he listened to their names. They then ate in a comfortable silence. "We'll stay here for a few days. A week if we have to. We'll leave once you get better. Thank you for everything, Sensei. It's a teacher's job to take care of their students. No matter if they're sick, or if they're in danger." Jack felt his smile widening. He put aside his bowl, turned to his teacher, but then stopped. He wasn't sure if he should do this. His teacher seemed to have realized what he wanted to do. She smiled kindly before setting down her own bowl. She then wrapped her arms around him and pulled him into a hug, her chin on the top of his head. Jack closed his eyes and hugged back. Was this what it felt like? When he was younger, he used to see the kids run into their parents' arms and hug each other tightly. He always wanted to know what it felt like. And now that he did, he could understand very well where they were coming from. "You did very well today. I'm very proud of you." He felt his eyes water and hid within her chest. "Go to sleep. It's getting late." He nodded and did just that. His teacher sat by his side as he fell asleep. His lips unconsciously formed a smile. "Have you gone insane, Caleb? I have to do this. You know I have to." "I know. But you don't have to do it this way." Explorers were the seekers of truth. It was their obligation, their vow, to tell their findings to the world. He shook his head, denying, "This is the fastest way to do it. We don't know for sure if there is any other chance to meet the Great Nine in person. If he were too late to warn them, then who knows what the demoness on the throne would do. But what about the blade? Isn't he tied to the Imperial family? No. If he were to hear about it, then it's more likely he'll chase the demoness all by himself. Besides, I'm not going to go alone. I'll be accompanied by the best sailors in the sea. Best sailors or not, the sealed monster sea is still dangerous. Please, Caleb, don't go. I don't want to lose you too," pleaded the woman. "I promise you, Marie. I will come back. Believe in me." Marie looked down, not replying to him. Her hands tightened into fists. After about a minute, she answered, "I'm pregnant." "You're gonna be a father," she smiled, though it was forced. "We'll wait for you. My child needs their father too." She then hugged him and sobbed into his chest. Caleb was still frozen from the bomb that was just dropped. After a few seconds, he wrapped his arms around her and whispered, "I'll return. I swear." Captain Basque coughed and choked on his own blood. He looked at the stranger wearing all black, from his face mask to his shoes. He tried to speak, but couldn't. Even with his blurring eyes, he could see the masked man holding something. It was the silver ring he'd gotten from the drifter. In his dying breath, he cursed his parents for giving him shitty life lessons. The masked man named Volgoa eyed the ring. He couldn't reach Rollhart, because of the mages sent to guard the town. So he opted to find the trail before the town, and found about the captain who brought her there. The crew didn't know much. That meant the most important trail was this ring. He walked over the ship, ignoring the gore and bodies as he headed for the helm. There was no longer anything important here. He prepared to leave. Separate me from the heavens and the earth. Golgotha. In the capital of Arcanus territory, Rabiani. Mario Magna, the Archon of Magic, sat on the highest room in the last tower. He stroked his long white beard, that fell to his velvet robes while looking at two sketches. On one was a sky blue-haired woman with golden eyes, and the other a boy with blonde hair. He then snapped his fingers. A minute later, a servant came and bowed. Yes, Great Archmage? The old man let go of the paper, which flew right in front of the servant. I want you to go to the head of security, and tell them if they ever see these two in my city, ask them to come meet me. Tell them. These people have done a great merit, requested the Archmage. I shall do it right away. The servant took the sketches and walked out of the room. The Archmage then continued looking through his papers. Meanwhile, Erden and his crew returned to the Gemerald Forest, and went straight to the village. They didn't even stop to greet the sentries, and went straight to the elders. Elders, we have come to you to report on the success of the mission, he quickly mentioned. That is most excellent, you three. We knew we could count on you, one of the elders said. However, I see that you have come to bring more important news. Please inform us of your findings, they complied. We were able to determine the meaning of the clue. It is about a human boy and woman. We found out that our interaction with the boy proved crucial for the completion of our mission. What does this have to do with what you are going to inform? It has everything to do with it, Elder. I promise I will explain every detail. Forgive my rudeness, but please, let me finish my report first. The reason it was crucial is because of the boy's connection to the woman. The woman is the reason why the spirits had requested us this mission. To put it simply, she can speak in the ancient tongue. Murmurs instantly broke out between the elders. Impossible. A human. How? Such lies. It continued until finally someone spoke up. Silence. The eldest then cleared her throat before asking, Are you sure of this, young Erden? I swear on my soul. The table quieted down. To break a swear to your soul would be like breaking your soul itself. That was what the elves believed. Those who have broken their souls could never be reborn in the next life. Erden, Podin, and Ledwin. All of you three are the most talented and most loyal to our people. If you truly believe so, then I shall put my trust in you. The other elders then talked among themselves before nodding one by one. As I have said, the woman could speak ancient. We met her when we and the boy were surrounded by devilhorn wasps. She saved us from them with an uncanny skill with the sword. Calling it uncanny is an understatement, he thought to himself. He let that thought slide. Her skill wasn't what was important. When we reached her, the spirits accompanying us manifested into the translucent form of a man. We don't know who he was, but we do know who came next. The spirits then reformed into the form of the Spirit Queen. The crowd grew wild once more. And once again, the eldest calmed them down. Ledwin, what do you say about this? I was the one who informed my teammates it was her. Her image suits the descriptions from our history books. I believe it is not physically her, but rather a projection of her. To add weight to my words, I also swear on my soul. Podin, who had been quiet, suddenly spoke. I also swear on my soul that these two would never dare lie to the elders. It seems that we've encountered something big. I believe it is a sign, given to us by the spirits, that a great change is about to happen, and that we must prepare. The elders talked among themselves. Some agreeing, some unbelieving. You still remember their descriptions, correct? Then please go tell the artists to sketch both their appearances. The three readily agreed. Yes, big things are definitely going to happen, Erden thought. The sun shined down on Rimuru as he enjoyed his cup of tea. He could feel the wind blowing, hear the leaves shaking, and see children playing on the field near the wooden stump he sat on. He eyed the children one by one as they ran around the field, passing a ball from one to another. He thought about his mortal life. When he came back to life on Earth, he never ended up with any children. Though he promised to be more active, in the end he never settled with anyone. It wasn't because Seal didn't let him. He had found out the true reason why Seal didn't give him his tool back. In actuality, she was just looking out for him in her own way. She deterred all his pursuers because she knew he didn't love any of them that way, and that if he was forced enough, he would have relented to their unending requests. In other words, she thought of him as a pushover. Rimuru wanted to deny it, but couldn't. He knew was he a total pushover when it came to his precious people. And that's it, Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched my other videos, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates.